lipless, weedless crankbait.
Before we begin with that, this shop, oh my goodness, needs some attention. We're gonna clean it. Sometimes I'm proud of my cup collection. They really accumulate out here. That one's still good. I brought it out this morning. I'm not that disgusting. Okay, it's clean. Got a big donkey. Got a big chunky chunk of Tupelo. Look at that. We're gonna split it right down the center because there is stuff to do to the inside of this bait. So these don't meet up perfectly. So I'm gonna get the joiner out and make them meet up perfectly. Ow. Funny bone. It's not funny. Ow. That is a funny bone mutilator right there. Whoa. I'm better now. You hear that? Sounds like a pillow. Soft. So flat. Yeah, obviously you're not gonna see any light through it. That's the sound of flat Tupelo clapping right there. It's kind of clapping I like to hear. We gotta tack this together and then glue the template on. I just put some glue on one side, line her up, and just give it one clamp right in the middle there. Maybe I'll give it 3. It's not super important how many clamps you have. It's not a contest, fellas. Give that a few minutes. One day. 9:30. It did start earlier, but we cleaned the shop first. So this is the pretty finicky step. This is a deceitfully finicky step right here. This needs to be so centered, and there's no way to compensate for it later if you mess up. There's a very faint center line on this template. Template's available on the Fish With Your Masterpiece course, link in description below. And it needs to line up perfectly with where we made these two pieces meet up. Do not screw that part up. It's kind of hard to see, but if you had real eyeballs here, you'd see it pretty clearly. The part line right up with that center line. I gotta clean that up. So at this point we have everything blocked out. Top profile, side profile, yada yada. We can break it apart. See how it comes apart. Ooh. Ooh. What a noise. There we go. Perfect. No tearing. Popped apart. Not very easily, but it popped apart. I'm gonna go get another template. Got stuff to do to the insides. Time to cut on the lines. I'm putting that stuff I learned in first grade to use. It's happening. I'm actually using it. This is just so I can line everything up correctly. Have a nice outside profile to stencil in what I need to stencil in. Blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry. I just went monotone and focus talk. All that stuff's going away. About 1/8 of an inch deep on each side. Maybe not even 1/8. Straight up snippy poo part of the tail off right here. There it went. Let me get these marks on here. No guys, let me get these marks on here. There's all the meat that we get to hold the tail piece together back there. Just felt like using the razor to cut that out. Scissors would have worked just as good. I'm gonna sharpen this pencil. The 12-inch disc sander. All right, this needs to be in the right spot. Matching it up with another piece, so. I should show you guys the hook I'll be using. You haven't even seen it yet. So up here, it'll get pinned in through that loop. So it'll be able to do this. And then back here, there will be magnets. I think 2, 1 on each side, and it will hold that hook right there until a fish comes by and bumps that hook out because it bit the bait and it won't stand a chance. 4/0 beast hook, I think this is, or is this a 6/0? No, this is a 4/0. 4/0 beast hook, that's what we're using. Boop. That'll be perfect. Won't it? We'll see. I know I could use a drill bit and drill out this section right here perfectly, but I'm not gonna. I feel like slicing Tupelo wood today. I'm gonna have to get out my little carving set. I need a little flat chisel. If you're wondering how I'm making everything like the same depth with these cuts, I'm not. I'm just removing material. It'll probably be fine. Look at that finger just sitting right there. Just in case my blade slips, I can catch it with my finger. Little carving tip of the day. If you actually want to learn how to carve and make lures, I have a course. Okay, there is an appropriate amount of slottage. I'm gonna mark where these holes need to be. Drill them out from the inside so they're accurate. Got some good thickness wire here, stainless steel, 0.05 inch. Let's see how it does. Sounds like a trap. Okay, this is good. Nice and loosey-goosey. We're gonna get the magnets in there, it's gonna hold it, and only pop out with a bit of force. The force of a fish's mouth. I have a magnet assortment. Neodymiums. Those look like a good size. I mean, that's pretty sticky. That might be it right there. I don't need to really. I mean, I got one bigger size. Seems a little aggressive though. That's really holding. And there'll be 2 of these, 1 on each side. Let's use the tiny ones. They're exactly 1/8 of an inch. Sit in there just like that, because then the hook will sit just like that under the surface while it's pinned in, and it won't have far to go to be exposed. Fill that up. It's flush. Squirted some accelerator. Looking good. Let's do it on the other side quick. See, if you don't want to go through, you put your finger behind where you're drilling, and then you're pretty aware of what you're doing because you don't want to kill your finger. Notice how I moved my finger. That was a joke. I'm just a little jokester today. Maybe they'll all work perfectly together, and there's no adjusting I need to do from here. It feels like stuff's just snapping into place perfectly. All right, we're lined up perfect. The hook is right where I wanted it to be. It still sounds like a freaking bear trap. A tiny, tiny freaking bear trap. It takes a little bit. Dude, and that hook wants to come right back down and sink, you know? It just takes a little bit for it to come out, that's it. Ching! Dude, this is gonna be good. Did that magnet catch? No. See, that's what I was worried about originally. This hook coming out so much to where the magnet can catch the bottom of the hook, but it doesn't. I kept the magnet high enough. No issues. Let's glue this up, finish the bait. The inside of this gets a super glue bath right here, right now. And I'm talking that internal cavity that water is gonna be exposed to, not the area that we're gluing together. I might use super glue for this glue up because it's a 1-day. Just going along each corner right here really well, letting it soak. So I can, one second. I can put the hook in and pin it in after I glue it up. I can put it in after I carve it out so I don't have to like hook myself while carving. Okay, time for glue up. We're gonna use extreme power thick super glue to glue this one up. I want nice, even, thin layer, minimal squeeze out, and I need some clamps. I can probably get away with just one right now. I'm just going for minimal squeeze out. It's already getting sticky. Oh my goodness. Give it a good lining up. This super glue sets fast. That's a good lining up right there. Meh. Now I'm dumping super glue along the seam. That went well. I'm gonna give this like 5 minutes. You just relax, Mr. Weedless Lipless Crankbait. Here we go. Just gotta get this pin in the right spot. There it is. Might make some strange noises on the wobble too. That'll be different. Works good, let's carve this thing out. We're losing daylight, dude. It's already 11 o'clock. I'm gonna get some carving done real quick. I need to remember to turn on my lead pot once I start carving the gills. We are slicing on some gills now. Big nerve-wracking moment. Be ready to have your nerves racked. That's a 1/2-inch bit, and this is not much wider of a bait, but I need a lot of weight up front, right here. Okay, not bad. That's a good entry right there. We gotta go deep. We do not want to get into any of that slottage, believe it or not, fellas. This is scary. Okay, I think I can go like an 1/8 inch more. Yeah, that was like a 1/4 inch more. We're good. Put that drill away. Hopefully, that's enough. That seems like it would add about 1 ounce of lead to this. Lead's hot and dripping into the bait. Man, I hope that was enough. I should test it before we paint, really. This build is taking a lot of time. Gonna give it a dollop of UV resin real quick here. I know some of you missed the super glue and baking soda. Some of you have unsubscribed because no super glue and baking soda. And sorry, I guess. But this works way better. It leaves a better finish. It adheres to the wood better. It's more waterproof. It looks cooler. I did not recognize that that was dripping down into that gill, and then I just hardened it. What an oversight. I have to recarve the gills right there. Maybe it's because I was talking crap about super glue and baking soda and the bait making gods just punished me. I'm gonna get this carved up. I'm gonna get the hardware in it that's necessary, screw eyes and whatnot. I'm gonna run through some boring stuff here and get to the point where we're painting this thing. This thing is very front heavy. That's what you want. Oh, sorry. Like I said, we're just gonna get to painting. I think I like the way it sounds the most about anything on this bait so far. I like the way that sounds. Starting with white. Looking clean. Need to figure out a paint scheme. Didn't think of that once this whole time. No clue what I'm gonna paint it. Probably the case for 70% of one days. One day! Yeah, I just perused around for a long time and I found the banded killifish. We are painting that. How could I not? Okay, some hazardous smog. That's what it needs. Yes. No question was asked, but I answered with a yes. This is going towards the back, or like the tail, actually, and the bottom. Tail and the bottom. Okay, I'm sensing the need for some green, but it needs to be subdued. Exile green, looks like a match. And then there's all those bars. I have a stencil for that. It's not gonna match it perfectly, but it's gonna be good. And then yellows. Yeah, yellows and pearl whites for the scales. It's gonna be pearl white for the scales, and that's it. I was just developing a plan with you right there. That's what we're doing. Exile green. Sorry, I looked at you weird there because like a little solid turd-like thing came out of the nozzle before like it splat in with the paint. It disturbed me. It was like, and then the paint came out. That's my reenactment of it for you. I had a good close-up look. That did some good stuff. If I went neon yellow with this paint scheme, I feel like it would consider itself the main character of this paint scheme. I don't want to do that. I just want some yellow. Not even that much. Cosmic Dust is like a white mixed with a yellow, and it is what we're going with. Let's see if this one makes a turd. Oh no. No, I use it too much for it to pack up like that. It's a very good yellow. I'm going to come back in with something and have that line be not so hardcore. Leviathan Light. Oh, there it is. Oh, did I get you? That's what I'm talking about, just so you know. Now you are an absolute mess. My goodness. This is not the kind of paint you want to be wasting. You can still see that yellow through there. That's all that I wanted. I think too much yellow would just not seem right. Okay, I didn't have a stencil that will perfectly replicate the unbroken bands on the banded killifish. Is that what it's called? Yes, killifish. But sorry, Mother Nature, that's just not as cool as this stencil. So, need to get the black in the brush. And cover up the gills with a paint bottle. We're straight up and down. We are pressed against the bait over here. I'm kind of nervous, that's why I'm stalling. This is all unnecessary. I could have sprayed by now. The neuroticism is seeping in. I feel like everything was ruined because this paint bottle rolled off. It's probably fine though. That'll do. That looks pretty good. Okay, the gills have these black splotches. Like that. Okay, pretty good. I think that looks better than the real thing. Sorry, nature. So I totally would not use this window screen as the meshing to paint the scales on this banded killifish if it didn't have such ridiculously diamond-shaped scales, but it does, so I'm going to. I'm not going to concern myself with keeping it. Fairy dust! The weird things my wife hears from inside. Totally meant to cover up that gill plate, but I didn't. That might have to not be thumbnail side. I don't think spraying one color deserves a designated scale reveal. So we're just gonna take this off real quick and I'll show you. Stunning. Now a little bit of yellow and it's done. This yellow is called Injury Ochre and it is exactly what this fin needs. And it's exactly what I'm gonna put between the black on these gills. Okay, these things, I feel like I need to say that with contempt. These things have very dark eyes. Well, you can't see because of a glare on my laptop, how unfortunate, but they do. And the darkest eyes that I have match pretty good. They're the top ones there. And there's some like reddish hues in there. A little bit of green, which isn't, I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. Let's just put those on. I snuck a little bit of lavender on there, can you tell? When you guys weren't looking. Goodness, it's 1 o'clock. This took forever. I still have to wait for clear coat to dry and eat lunch. I have not eaten yet. I do my best bait making when I'm hungry anyway. Ooh, that eye match is good. That looks fantastic. That just did it. The iris matches best. Wow. Clear coat! We got slots that we need to not put clear coat into. Just 2 of them should be able to handle this. There's not even a lip to have to work around. So, wow, this is a great paint scheme. I've never painted this before. I could see myself painting this again. The banded killifish. I know in the, what was it, strawberry video, I praised the drip method for this UV clear coat. I'm not gonna be able to do that because this stuff would drip into the slot. So it's gonna be applied and then rotated. Every time I talk for a long time, I think of how I get comments about how my voice is soothing and it puts people to bed. I feel like I just put some people to sleep. Night night. Sleep tight. Don't let the pike bite! Dude, I didn't even test if this works before I just finished it. What the heck? I said I was gonna do that. What if it just doesn't work? That'd be so bad. At least it'd be really pretty. That's a good one. We're gonna wait for this to set and we're gonna put the hook in and then go make it official. So I was just chilling out, eating my lunch, and it popped in my head. Why the heck did I put screw eyes, hardware, hook hanger stuff on this bait? Why? Because I wasn't even thinking about it and I just did. I'm so used to it. It didn't ruin it or anything, but complete oversight on my end. As if your end has any control over this. We're all at fault. Cleared off the line tie. I also thought, like, in case I didn't put enough weight in this, it has a front hook hanger right next to where the weight's placed that I could put more weight off the belly and really get this thing to work if necessary. Hopefully it just works. Let's go test. Clear coat set. This thing looks gorgeous. Oh, I gotta put the hook in. It's already 2 o'clock. See what we're dealing with. Okay, we're still good. A little bit of UV resin on that. Let it seep over, soak into that slot a little bit before I give it the light. That feels good. In a mechanical functioning kind of way, it feels great. It's time to see if forgetting to test the bait mattered today. It feels like somewhere right in the middle. Like it could be a very heavy float or a super slow sink. It's like a suspender. Oh my goodness, and it dives. And it wiggles. You can hear it, it's wiggling. Dude, this is absolutely spot on, couldn't get any better, perfect. Because it dives, it floats up super, super, super slow. But when you cast it in, like that just hit the bottom. And it took that long to float up, and this is like 14 inches of water. But when you reel, like it's scraping the bottom because it wants to go down. I bet this could dive down to like 5 feet on a good cast. And it's got the wiggle. That rise though, where it's just like tail up and it comes up super slow and it wobbles like that, that's probably gonna get smacked while it's doing that. Gorgeous. I'm excited now. And that hook. It stayed in place that whole time. The magnets held it, but it's ready to pop out. This turned out perfect. And it was all a guess. Everything was just that looks about right. So, I don't have thoughts of catching anything special at the moment. We're short for time and I just want to make it official. If we get that done quick, maybe we can hit the river. It's weedless, sorry, snagless. You hear it snap back in. It's just the best noise ever. Oh, look what we got on. Little jointed belly action. Never even took it off the pole. On to the next bait. But we are back at the pond where we were destroying them on the strawberry chip lure. I'm back for more destruction. Here we go. Wow. That cast's really good. Oh, that was a fish. I just pulled that out of a fish's mouth. Dang it. So that was definitely the first bite. We did not hook up. Kind of unfortunate. Maybe it's not the norm. Yeah, I see a little bit of bass teeth. Darn. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go to the pike spot. What up? Okay, so the water has gone up. The pike spot likes it when that happens. I'm bringing the net. We're gonna stay here a while. This might be the last spot we go to. That was a fish. Oh my goodness, that was a fish. That was a fish. What in the world? Eat the bait. Okay. Dude, that's a pike right there. Right there. And my bait snagged. Oh, whew, I thought that was my bait. Lovely. Did you guys see that pike right there? What in the world? Holy smokes. I thought I was being cool and like dangling it, but it just like cut itself into that. I think the line is on that bottom little chunk of wood. I might be able to snap it off. 30-pound test. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm gonna go walk around a little bit, try to pull it from different angles. Oh, wow, okay, we got it. I might finish the day off at the river. You can do it, little killifish. It's my last chance. I might have been getting hits this whole time and this bait doesn't work, because I've literally fished all day with this lipless crankbait since 2 o'clock or whatever. I might just be getting bamboozled and this bait just does not work. We're running out of time. Sundown is like a half hour from now. Okay, I felt a fish today. It's official, it was not on the bait, but I just needed to know. That fish could have got in there. Maybe we can still get one. It's a sad sunset right there. Fail. We failed. Today is a new day, full of potential. I'm at a big lake. I'm gonna just try to pillage the banks, you know? You know what I'm saying? I need to retie. I got leader material with me. Let's retie. I didn't retie for a whole day. Well, let's go. Oh! Dang it. Maybe he'll come back. Is that bass bedding? This might be cheap. Got him. No! Okay, I'm getting a bass to bite and it's not hooking up. That's not a small bass either. I might have one more chance. Dude, that bait disappeared in its mouth. I just cranked on its head though. It probably doesn't want to bite again. Okay, that just kind of proved that the hookups are not that good with this bait. I even said got him, because it really seemed like I had him. I set the hook like an absolute Bassmaster, and it just popped right out. I think the whole profile of the bait needs to be thinner than what the beast hook is for this to even have a chance. And this bait is wider and taller. So sad. I'm more sad that it just doesn't really work. It seemed like it would. Dang. Before on to the next bait, just want to say thanks to Sarah. Look at that. She made me a chip in the strawberry patch sculpture. Look at that. Chip's got a strawberry in his mouth. That's awesome. Thank you, Sarah. It'll go up with the other chip memorabilia. That's not the end of this design. We're gonna put large magnet-held hooks inside of wooden lure again and make it work. It will, eventually. It just needs to be sleek and thin and hook wider than bait, like I said. Thanks for watching. On to the next bait. Got him. Straight up snippy poop. Ooh. We're all at fault. I'm not that disgusting. Dang. Oh, there it is. Oh! You know what I'm saying?